the Holy Ghost, the Son, and God the Father. Or God the Father, the Son, His intelligence in creation, in each and every one of us, and the vibration of that holy intelligence, the Holy Ghost. And so that's our birthright. That Trinity is right within us. It can be perceived, as I will point out shortly. Now going on, we have metaphysical proof of our divine birthright in St. John, first chapter, first 3 verses, and the 14th verse. I want you to listen carefully, showing you that behind this vehicle of flesh, which motivated it, which actuated it, developed it, is the divine consciousness of God, your birthright. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God. The Word was God. The Word is the movement of God's divine intelligence, the holy vibration, but in that is God's intelligence as the Son. All things have come from that, our body. So the reality behind the body is God the Father, as the Son, as the holy vibration. The same was in the beginning with God, showing that everything came from His consciousness, just like we were with Him in the beginning. Thou wast with me before my works of old. All things were made by Him, by God the Father, through these different aspects as the Son and the holy vibration, the Trinity. That's the reality. The Trinity is within us. We can see it, we can contact it, we can merge in it, and be one with it. And finally, the 14th verse. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. And we beheld His glory, the glory as the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. And so, from that holy vibration, from the Trinity, God the Father, the Son, and holy vibration, came all flesh. Now, can you not see that our birthright is not the flesh at all, not outward consciousness, but it is the reality of consciousness, God the Father. That's our birthright. And that's what we must once more reclaim. And we can absolutely do it. Now, as to claiming our birthright, we should realize in ordinary life, the ordinary existence in which we find ourselves, that we are not this body. We often say that. We are not this body, but we are the unchanging cosmic energy in which is the consciousness of God. Now, if we make all our actions in that direction, to the realization of that, then we will gradually realize that we are not this body, which passes away, which changes, but we are the unchanging divine consciousness within. And so in ordinary life, just as we are living from day to day, our action should be toward that goal of oneness with the divine consciousness within us. But we are satisfied with passing things instead of the eternal things. And so from now on we must direct our attention toward the eternal things. Our attention, this is important, should be on the divine intelligence, not what it has produced. Not its projection, not its manifestation. There's where we have made the mistake. Our attention has been on outward things, the product of the divine intelligence in this outward consciousness. And so our attitude in this ordinary life should be, as I have said, our attention should be toward the goal, not toward the products of that intelligence. And if we do that, following one who knows the divine intelligence, then we will reach that goal. Now God's intelligence, His light and His intelligence came into the world that the material manifestation should be left aside and we should return to the spiritual manifestation. Not to give us trouble. As we follow the divine intelligence in this life, we are led outwardly into matter. And what do we receive? Lots of trouble. But that divine light of God, the cosmic energy, and His omniscience as His intelligence, came into the world not to give us trouble, but that we should change from material manifestation, the changing manifestation, to the unchanging spiritual manifestation. Now, even though sometimes divine intelligence does direct us from spirit to matter, we cannot deny that. Matter is enticing. We see in the beginning everything comes from matter. Spiritual things seem to offer us nothing.